Welcome. This is Zangler, the Tesla Semi Advocate, bringing you another installment of my approximately weekly drone flight and videos from the Tesla Gigafactory, Semi Gigafactory, officially known as SFNV, Semi Factory, Nevada. So, this is an early morning flight, and the whole purpose is to try to take a little bit of a look on the inside. As you know, recently a video came out where an individual got a tour of the inside, and it looks pretty impressive. However, how much of that was actually just mocked up, and how much of that really indicates that the factory is ready to imminently start producing Tesla semis remains to be seen. There is nothing wrong with Tesla bringing in space frames and inner shells of the Tesla Semi, perhaps produced by suppliers, and putting them on the assembly line so that they can mock up and further refine the process. Anyways, while I'm talking, hopefully you're taking a good look on the inside. Some of my viewers are very good at pointing out details that I miss. One thing I'd like to point out is that this is where the absolute most of the receiving doors are located, on the north side of the building. And there's equipment behind it, but as you may have seen, and we hopefully will see again, there's guardrails right there that sort of allow forklifts and whatever to offload the supplier parts and raw materials that are going to be needed to produce 50,000 Tesla semis a year eventually at this factory. So anyways, even with all that equipment you see, these are still receiving doors. And that is the line right there. I'm not sure if you would call this the body in white still, or if it's past the body in white where it's actually final assembly. My guess is it's the latter. The body in white is over to the right of where we are, and comes up from the south to the north from the stamping building and the stamping section of the stamping building, or the stamping section G. And what I mean by that is half of section G is elevated to make room for the bridge crane to drop different dies into the stamping machines. There is a lot of stuff going on. It does look mature, but it also looks to me like, a month or two more before they start initial production, which is in keeping with their guidance and my prediction from several months back. Oh, to be a fly on the wall on the inside. And perhaps Tesla will, and Dan Priestley will extend an invite. I have asked in the past for a tour of the inside, and has not happened yet, but I remain ever optimistic. And I know a lot of my supporters are encouraging Tesla. Now that looks like the front bumper assembly right there, that white. Do you see that? That's interesting. Whole lot of crates right there still to be unpacked. And I do believe that they could easily, I'm not sure if they're just going to have one massive, quick moving line, or if they're going to start with one and have room to put in a second. Seems like they would have room, but who knows? By the way, all those vents, all those smokestacks up there represent the paint shop line. So parts are going to get stamped in section G and then go down that paint shop line. And I believe I've seen in this video or in previous videos that that whole paint area is enclosed, like a building within the building. There's more of those guardrails that protect the equipment. And anywhere you see glass surrounding, it generally means there's a robot inside. And as I've seen on previous Tesla tours at the in Fremont, they definitely keep people and robots separated with glass barriers. One semi drive. We are now coming around the northwest corner and coming down to the area where we did see robots in action doing a calibration run, and they had very interesting appendages or attachments on the end of them. Giant clamps that looked like they could do you a lot of harm if you got in the way. They were right in there. And I believe that is the beginning of the assembly line. And I'm not sure about the vernacular, but I think the body in white starts there. And that all the sub pieces, all the sheet metal and inner and outer, there's an inner shell and an outer, and then the outer body panels and doors that attach to the inner shell. The inner shell has historically been painted black, and the body comes in any color you want as long as it's white. And then the different companies wrap them. So there's a big old glass area and robots inside. These are the robots that were articulating or moving last time. And there's a little, see that? There's just a lot of interesting stuff to see. There's those huge robots with giant clamps on the end of them. And then what I did see this trip, as we start going down the from north to west, north to south along the western wall, coming up here, we see a lot of robots that I've not seen before. I think they've been there, but we haven't been at the right angle. And those are the ones I'm talking about right there. On the right of that third window right there, there's the big red KUKA robots. All the way over to the right, there's more. There's one in the background there. This is what's moving the stamped pieces up the line towards the body in white. Again, look forward to other people's comments to help explain this. Here's this weird multi-layered structure. No idea what's going on here. Right there. I wonder what that is. You notice how it looks like, almost looks like things are rolled down that and go around and like roll down. What on earth that could be, I have no idea. Because this is between the stamping section and the robots that are going to be putting them all together prior to getting to the body in white. So what could that be? More of those robots. That's the thing I'm talking about. That looks like, almost looks like a carousel or a parking structure, the way you can go start at the top and go around and down. Look forward to seeing what you guys think that might be. Here's what I mean. This is the left of the picture is stamping section G, but it's not elevated, and the right is elevated. And right here, this appendage sticking out is, as we know, is where the sheet metal hopper is located. We saw that last video, and if you didn't see that, please go back and watch last week's video. There's two recycle bins that go underneath this hopper assembly, and that hopper assembly comes over here, and then actually the sheet metal or the extra metal for recycling comes up from below into that hopper, and it's all automated. Appears to be completely automated, where it'll flow all the way down this line over to that, and then up via that hopper, and then into the recycling bins. We're now flying down the south section. It's getting lighter and lighter. There's the main entrance. Notice they haven't paved the main entrance. Very curious. Tesla likes to make a some sort of statement with their entrance. And I'm not exactly sure what they have in mind, but I imagine something's going to be happening there. It'll be interesting to see how that unfolds. And again, you can see that line of ventilation shafts. That represents the Jayco paint shop equipment below. Flying down the south side from west to east. There's a tank there that has not been placed, and I think it might go over where they built this to an area that we're about to see on the east side, where they built a pad with a wall around it to retain any leakage. All those things, connexes, shipping containers, no doubt are going to go away. That's there for the construction. What's going on inside that little area? I still don't know. Very curious what's going on. They put up rails around it, and they have that. Very interesting what that could be. Here we come up to the Megachargers, and there's the one tank I was talking about with that structure, with that pad, with the retaining wall around it, and you notice below it is another one. That might be where that additional tank goes, although that one's fiberglass, and this one out here is metal. Anyway, so here, for those of you who know, this is what I call a squirrel. So I was intending to complete my circumnavigation, and then I saw the Tesla refreshed Atlas with the short box trailer, and of course had to follow it. So there'll be a second video coming up soon that shows where that thing went, and I followed it quite a ways. And this is just the final shots of the Giga Semi, affectionately known as Giga Semi, officially known as SFNV. Cool, crisp morning. By this time, my hands were frozen. I think it was about 36 degrees. I did decide to, after chasing the squirrel, I did come back and try to get back over to where I was. And as soon as I got over to the Megachargers, I had run out of battery in the drone, and it had automatically returned to home, which is a great feature. The DJI Air 3 doesn't just run out of juice and land wherever it was. It predicts how much juice it needs to get back, and will automatically return to home.